Funny because I was at an apex in my life where I was going to go back to school and actually become a teacher, and a good friend of mine was actually working at the school, and I said, God, that's the greatest job. I would love to get my foot in the door. And she said, we really don't ever hire very often. I said, I don't care if it takes a year. Just let me know if there's ever a job opening. And about 6 months later, they happened to have some openings, and I put my application in and very nervously went through several interviews with the CEO and the director of training and talked to them a little bit. And I've always had dogs. I've always grown up with big dogs, German Shepherds, and always just had a great love for animals. My mother said I drug every animal home in the neighborhood if I possibly could.
You were one of those too.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. And then when I got the opportunity to learn, and it's an apprenticeship program that you go through. It's a 3-year training process that you go through with a senior trainer that mentors you and teaches you how to not only become the dog trainer, but become the instructor, be the support system, the teacher of this person who's now going to take over this dog for the rest of their lives together. And these dogs work between 8 and 10 years. So you have to teach this person how to basically become the trainer. And they stay at the school for 26 days. And that's tough sometimes because you're out of your home element, you're away from your friends and your family. And so you, as the trainer, have to learn how to be empathetic when necessary, or kind of give them a good swift kick every once in a while when they need it, and balance it, and keep their spirits up as well, and encourage them that they can become successful. And I just recently moved into what we call graduate services. And what I do now strictly is support the graduate once they go home with the dog. We firmly believe that we just don't cut you off once you graduate and thank you very much and enjoy your life with the dog. We want to support you for the life of your dog. And so when you go home and you run into some training issues, some speed bumps as I like to call them, if we can't work it out over the telephone, we'll schedule an appointment and we'll come see you. So we go to Texas, we go to the Carolinas, Alabama, Arkansas. We travel all over the United States to support these graduates when they go home with their dogs.
Well, gosh, Heidi, we're sort of nearing the end of our time, and I feel like I have a bunch of other things I want to address you. But let's be sure, among other things, to talk about volunteers, because I really get the sense that they're sort of central to the ongoing operation of Southeastern Guide Dogs. And it also looks like from some information I was kind of looking at here, that the biggest contingent of volunteers are the squadron of puppy raisers.
There's all sorts of ways that people can volunteer. You certainly can go on our website at www.guidedogs.org, and they'll give a whole list of different areas, from dog walking during the day, puppy hugging, so you can just go in and hug the puppies and help socialize them, walk these dogs when they're in their formal training. It gives them a break from the kennels and training. You can volunteer with the graduates in an enhancement program. You can be a puppy raiser. You can be a host home for one of the breeders. So there's 1,000 different ways that you can volunteer, depending on your schedule and your lifestyle.
And I would think that although it takes a certain kind of personality to, again, be able to hand that dog back after you've been the puppy raiser, I mean, I imagine there's a certain criteria for someone to become a puppy raiser, because again, it's a pretty serious job in terms of getting that dog on the right path and looking out for things that might be a little glitches that people need to address. So is there a kind of a training program in a sense for those folks?
Correct. There's an application, and they have to fit a certain criteria. They're given a manual, and again, they're placed with in an area where there's generally an AC, an area coordinator. This is a person who's raised many puppies for the school, and they have the experience level to get group meetings together and help evaluate. So there's a strong support system. And I just want to quickly mention that we don't cut these puppy raisers off when they turn these dogs over to us. When they make it as a guide dog, we invite that person who raised that puppy to come to a graduation. They get to see this little puppy that they raised work as a full-fledged guide dog, and they get to meet the person that's being placed with their dog.
Wow. Nice.
It helps people, it encourages them to want to raise again. And a lot of them strike up wonderful friendships. Our walkathon was just a couple weeks ago, and a lot of the graduates come and they hook up with their puppy raisers again. It's like a little family reunion for them, and it's pretty amazing. This dog will still remember that puppy raiser, but within about 2 or 3 minutes it quietly settles down by the person's side that it's supposed to be with. Like, it knows that this is their forever home.